Good afternoon and welcome to WEFM's 3 p.m. news. I am your presenter, Rajiv Providence. First, on the local scene, Vincentian Olympic athlete Shafika Maloney is today taking on her next challenge as she competes in the women's 800 meters at the Lausanne Wonder Diamond League on today, Thursday, August 22nd. Maloney, who made history as the first Vincentian to reach an Olympic final, is set to showcase her talent once again on an international stage. At the recent 2024 Paris Olympic Games, Maloney earned widespread acclaim by securing a remarkable fourth place finish in the women's 800-meter final, narrowly missing out on a bronze medal. Her performance was a source of immense pride for St. Vincent and the Grenadines, reflecting her dedication and athletic prowess. Maloney took to social media to share the news, expressing excitement about her latest appearance. The Diamond League is an annual series of elite track and field athletic competitions comprising 15 of the best invitational athletics meetings. The series sits in the top tier of the World Athletics one-day meeting competitions. The inaugural season was in 2010. Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves has explained that Jamaican dancehall star Vybz Kartel's visit to St. Vincent and the Grenadines is motivated by humanitarian reasons, not local politics. Prime Minister Gonsalves clarified that Cartel, whose real name is Adidja Palmer, is in SVG to receive medical treatment for Graves' disease from local experts, including a Cuban endocrinologist. The Prime Minister emphasized that the government is not funding Carter's visit and that the decision was made out of mercy. Despite mixed reactions from the public, Prime Minister Gonsalves reaffirmed that facilitating Carter's stay aligns with a compassionate approach. The Prime Minister said he understands that as a consequence of Vybz Kartel being in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, there is a lot of publicity. However, he said people should not overanalyze it. Still on the local scene, Atiba Phillips, a 39-year-old laborer from Redemption Shops, has been arrested and charged with assault and damage to property. On August 4th, Phillips allegedly assaulted a 58-year-old woman by lifting her and slamming her on the ground, causing bodily harm. He was also charged with damaging a cellular phone valued at $450. He appeared in the Serious Offences Court on August 19th, pleaded guilty to the damage charge, but the court entered a not guilty plea for the assault charge. He was granted bail of 1,000 dollars, ordered to stay away from the complainant, and required to report to the Central Police Station weekly. The case was adjourned to September 9th at the Kingston Magistrate Court. Phillips was fined $300 for property damage and ordered to compensate the complainant $475. Failure to pay will result in imprisonment. On to news in the region. Antigua and Barbuda's Prime Minister Gaston Brown has laid out the government's plan to tackle the recent surge in gun-related robberies and acts of violence plaguing the nation. Speaking with a sense of urgency, Brown, in an address to the nation, emphasized his administration's commitment to take the fight to criminal elements and to defeat them. Prime Minister Brown said that the safety and well-being of the people are the government's highest priorities, stating that the public has an inalienable right to live free from fear, assure that their safety and well-being are ensuring that the public's safety and well-being are the government's highest priorities. Addressing the concerns raised by the judiciary's sentencing practices, the Prime Minister urged for a realignment of the guidelines to reflect the gravity of gun crimes. He said that at the next sitting of Antigua's parliament, increased penalties and tightening of the conditions of bail will be enacted to keep criminal elements off of the streets. He added that the Attorney General has been instructed to engage with the acting Chief of Justice on this pressing issue. Jamaican Education and Youth Minister Favour Williams says there is an urgent need to restore electricity to more than 200 of the 1,010 public primary and secondary schools before the start of the new school year. Minister Williams made the call following her recent tour of Manning School in Westmoreland, one of 4 institutions she visited that suffered significant damage by Hurricane Beryl on July 3rd. The other schools toured by the minister include Merlin Otti High School in Hanover and Unity and George's Plain Primary Schools, both located in Westmoreland. These four schools have been identified as Priority 1 under the ministry's emergency procurement process, which aims to expedite repairs and restore essential services in the wake of the hurricane's devastation. Finally, on the international scene, US President Joe Biden has stressed the urgency of reaching a Gaza ceasefire and hostage release deal to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, the White House has said. In a call on Wednesday, which was also joined by Vice President Kamala Harris, Mr. Biden is said to have stated the importance of removing any remaining obstacles blocking an agreement with Hamas. He also reaffirmed Washington's commitment to help defend Israel against the White House called that should be against what the White House called all threats from Iran, including its proxy terrorist groups Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Houthis. It came after the US Secretary of State wrapped up a diplomatic tour of the Middle East, pushing for a deal that could end the war. The office of Mr. Netanyahu reiterated on Wednesday that Israel planned to keep troops in a strip of land along the border between Gaza and Egypt, known as the Philadelphia Corridor, in the event of any such deal. This has been WeFM's 3 p.m. news. I have been your presenter, Rajiv Providence. Join us again at 5:30 for WeFM's evening news, and we thank you for listening.